hours ago, this time for the grand final to start us off in this best of.
They have not only not missed an SI,
almost identical, if not identical, to last night. So maybe OXG could try to have a faster clear, having a bit of hindsight as to what exactly they'll be expecting. Here's the drop from Gomez, and it works. Rival is gone. There's a response by Spirits onto Grixer.
Not challenging it just yet. Gomez instead takes a ton of damage from someone in the site, decides to drop away, end up pushing elsewhere, but Spirits, oh, he dies from below. Incredible play from Gomez. He's opened up the site a little bit, but does he have enough time to get back with his team and help this push? Forrest dies in CCTV alone. Yaga's got to try and find an angle to get this plant down. Try and do it right next to the wall, but he's completely exposed. Thanks.
In the driver's seat, what a beautiful series of kills from NJR, still having control of CCTV, make it a third for NJR, and he's still not been dealt with in CCTV. It's just Grixer now looking to challenge the Ela, not working off of a lot of information, but NJR being low on health and already having so much impact this round, he just backs away, doing his job, and now hiding down below towards customs with the rest of his teammates. Diffuser not in hand of Grixer. He'll most likely have to work for some picks downstairs.
Bomb site. Grixer is in bathroom, so yes, DZ are going to try to completely play this from above. A lot of this is going to rely on how well Citizen can cover, but Gomez start things off onto Spirits. Rival very swiftly refrag. So Castle for Twitch, really not a big a deal when it comes to utility. Yaga now getting that plant down. Where is Citizen to stop this? He's not in a good position to. Yaga gets it down basically for free and then pops off to kill Nafe. Traded out by Citizen above, but still it's a post plant. 30 seconds for DZ to kill these three players and get on that counter defuse. Grixer upstairs on Archives, retaking the top floor that DZ has now given up to try and retake the bomb site. Rival goes 1 for 1. Here's Forrest in blue, killing NJR, leaving it all up to Citizen now. The man who should have been in a position to deny the plant, now stuck in the 1v.
Not only that, but not having your Solus in a good position to gather info about where that diffuser is being. She is holding, dodged by the Mira, and finally Yaga comes into plant off this ROU.
It doesn't look like DZ's aware of it at all. They're going to let this go down. Nafe gets killed by the long angle held by Grixer outside Archives. Adam goes 1 for 1, gives his team this one-man lead once again. Citizen knows there's a man, AC Balk, trying to figure out how to fight it, especially with, again, someone on the office balcony outside, covering the long angle. Maybe waiting for NJR to try and bait this player towards the AC window. Again, Grixer is going to be a huge problem outside. Down goes Citizen, down. Waiting for the defense to try and fall back right into his clutches. Because he's in a great position to cut that off, Yaga is going to go for this execute. In come the ROU projectors. Yaga knifes Citizen as he attempts to drop the hatch. NJR with one response onto Gomez, but Yaga is getting this plant down. Forrest has the cover. Grixer upstairs kills one in Archives. There's Spirits just dying, and Nafe is the last man standing, still stuck upstairs. 3 rounds in a row. OXG have expertly identified a gap, hit it, got
this plant down, Harrison.
Kairos trying to expose Rival's position here on the hatch, but he continues to persist. He even gets a kill on the Forest before finally being felled by Yaga. So still a man advantage persists for DarkZero. Grixer dead now to a C4 as Citizen falls, but Yaga falls in turn. Adam
They were more focused on trying to clear out CCTV. DarkZero had wasted too much of their time down below to work for vertical, so they just had to fight DarkZero head on, like we saw back in round number 1. And it was almost as he detects the Solus. He's actually the one playing by break doorway, but he could easily flush him out with his information and resources of that frag grenade. There it is, the drop down from Gomez into the unloving arms of NJR. He gets 2 with a beautiful headshot onto Grixer. And a very methodical clear by DarkZero pays dividends as they get 2 openers. But here comes the run out from Yaga. Hello. The 2
playing on metal. Adam in Archives. He doesn't have a C4 to play with, though, and his Spirits just nades him out. Adam is a dead man getting caught out in the corner. 4 versus 2 now until Citizen gets cut down by Forrest retaking CCTV. But that's not the bomb site. Yaga and Forrest now have to try and retake into the bomb site where Spirits is already lurking. But oh my goodness, Forrest dumpster Spirits with the pistol. Yaga with a follow-up C4. And this round has completely fallen apart. Doing so. There's a castle on East, so he's protected there. Grixer now retaking in through Office. Gomez spotted now by the Damo. Still could be called, goes out. Spirits tries to make his move, but gets cut down by the man who retook Office. That's Grixer and Forrest. Or sorry, that's Yaga swinging the doorway. Picks off Citizen. NJR good for 2 trades, but with 3.
Forrest close with a shotgun. Everyone just hiding from the lone member of DarkZero who's already at red health. Trying to attempt to swing out, but immediately overstep and trying to find some damage there, but there's tons of information benefiting DarkZero. There's Forrest with the entry, down goes Nafe, but Spirits to instantly trade that down. You've got a 4 versus 4 now, but the nade from Spirits lands a nasty position onto Grixer and Citizen.
Yaga and CCTV trying to swing out, finds Citizen. No, it's Gomez from Armory. Coordinating a 3-2-1 on that guy. And now from up above, it's almost a freebie. No, Yaga whiffs. Tries to find it with the shotgun as Gomez had found a kill on his own to even the odds. 2 apiece. Blackbeard dead, Rival and NJR trying to work their way up Metal, but the proxy calling them out. Yaga 1 for 1. Now it's a 1v1 with Gomez holding with the shotgun, daring Rival to push him. No case control for the striker. The proxy continuing to call out his location. The nade forces the warden to back off, but only momentarily. It allows Rival into Fountain. The nade to try and force him into Fountain.
Absolutely needed after the timeout. It was a good start from OXG getting that entry secured, and once again trying to synergize.
More utility being burned by Citizen in CCTV. As DarkZero get ready to take the position away from the defense. Spirits opening pick onto Gomez. NJR with a follow-up into CCTV. DZ go. NJR finds a second. Now just trying to keep this momentum. They barrel their way on into sight. NJR now in a position to plant by half wall as he gets a 3rd kill. Grixer is the last man standing, coming back from East, but not in our previous match.
Like the IQ scanner as well, maybe noticing the Valkyrie. It also can counter those Mozzie pest drones, detecting them.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. And doesn't. He may still be alive upstairs, but he's being hunted down and sandwiched from 3 different members of DarkZero, collapsing on him to equalize as Yaga.
So it doesn't matter. Every time DZ seemed to have some kind of advantage, OXG have responded in kind and now take the lead. Citizen picked off on East Stairs from lobby by Yaga, who I believe may be playing by Blue. Now he's in workshop and server. Adam maybe feigning a push upstairs, instead catches Nafe right after he kills his teammate through the vert. Rival last man standing in the 1 versus 2. Down goes Forrest, gonna try and hit the plant. Where is Adam? Halfway through. Is he gonna get Rival in time? The Nomad, no, can't stick it.
On that Warden. You even see some members of OXG still playing downstairs, having that nitro cell ready. There's Citizen on the cutoff, getting rid of Gomez. But that's not one of the players who has a nitro cell for the execute. Logi Bombs comes out, maybe allowing DarkZero a little more space to deal with the CCTV extension. But here's the C4, perfectly landed! And Forrest gets a kill as well. That's Citizen gone. It was a 1-for-1 trade, giving the man advantage, still in the favor of OXG, as Spirits is alone on an island. Forrest hunts down Nafe. It's now up to Zachary himself to clutch out this 1 versus 3 on his iconic operator of the shield. Trying to rotate his way into the A-bomb site, but everybody on OXG is targeting this Montaigne. He may be the mountain, but eventually rocks crumble down to sand. OXG upset DarkZero on their map pick with a 7-5 victory and no saving grace of overtime in the rematch.
Well, Oxygen goes to that home turf with a chance to send themselves to the 6.
So excited.
What could be the final map of this qualifier? Now,
I feel like not having any extension upstairs could leave a risk to OXG just having too much time to set up, however. Ooh, what a run up from Nafe there. Forrest on his drone, I guess, not expecting it. There's the entry for DarkZero on map number 2 at least. Again, though, still having 50 seconds to recover, and they do so almost immediately, having Adam eliminate the Warden. That's probably the biggest issue they have besides the Tubarão when it's C4 in pocket, but Adam strikes back yet again. ROUs coming out, cutting off the infirmary angles that DarkZero had at their advantage here. NJR picking up a kill upstairs, now a second one as well. Still playing close by. OXG fight back yet again to try to barrel their way into sight, but they've lost the diffuser, Harrison.
I don't even know where it was dropped. Oh, it's in infirmary. It died, I think, with Adam. Grixer and Yaga now have to try and punch through into med. Yaga gets his head taken off on the Blackbeard. It's all down to Grixer with 7 seconds left. Both the defenders are right here. He gets one, but all Rival has to do is hide. 1 second left. Grixer doesn't know where.
Tubarão utility also with that Nitro Cell as well. They still have the Clash, which is at full HP. A lot of those mirror windows, I believe, still intact, and they've won the entry yet again, but Forrest on the up.
C4? Kind of wondering why he's still down there. Although, okay, I guess that's why. He catches Forrest on the main stairs. Now a man advantage for DZ. Heading into the last 35 seconds. Adam trying to make some headway into dorms. The Azami trying to fight a battle on both fronts, but Yaga finally cuts her down. 3-on-3. Clash still alive. NJR rips apart Yaga. Citizen finally finished off as Adam tries to take site control. Now in between Sandwich, finds the back of the Tubarão. NJR doesn't know where he is. Site control in the favor of OXG. Plant going down. Clash calling it out. Nafe needs to come in and assist, but he's way too far away. Spirits just does the job himself. Adam last man standing, but for the second round in a row, there is no time.
As he can from the first floor, but there's someone right beside him, that being Spirits in Music Room, hoping that he's distracted. He must have just walked down main, and they might not even be aware of him here either. Adam still wins a gunfight through the floorboards, and just in the nick of time, Spirits gets away as well.
The Dokubi call coming out forces him away. He's got a gas canister left in pocket, so he's certainly going to be useful on site, but he dies trying to get back to Yaga. Plant being completed by Grixer around Shower. The coverage from Yaga is perfect. An Oxygen getaway with the plant. Now it's all on Rival in a 1 versus 4. Oxygen seem to be back to their usual selves here on this map. Grixer doesn't get the call from his teammate Rival, cannot land the shots on Forrest. But he's just letting the time tick away now. Everyone on Oxygen on complete separate sides of the map, forcing Rival to have to go on the hunt, but instead
at them. Plant being successful, DarkZero didn't have a lot of options left for that retake, and after this, some more information as Adam's actually on a bit of a lurk over by Old Tower, maybe trying to help deal with this extension upstairs, but wow, beautiful shot there by Spirits. A massive benefit for DarkZero. Their positions by site are going to be a lot safer, and as well, just have less bodies to worry about on top of that. Oh, but the timing from Citizen. Adam hearing the launching bomb knows where to look at it. hitting his desk in frustration. I've been there before. Unlucky timing there, but at least it's a refrag by OXG. This Vert as well coming into play isn't doing a lot as of right now for OXG, but at least they could use these positions as soon to be cut off angles. So long as they can get this plant down, and again, the name of the game right now for OXG is just info. Adam is trying to isolate any defenders he can towards site. They're hunting down this castle. Grixer getting rid of Nafe off of Adam's communication. Now they've got a 4 versus 2 and a much better chance at barging their way into site.
Oh, Spirit's coming back to site though. Kills Gomez. Now a 2-on-2. In comes the Tubarão. Cut down. Forrest now going for the plant and cafeteria. Oh, am I getting
break off this mirror window, but the Tubarão canisters will prolong it. It will remain closed for the time being, and maybe somebody could swing out to destroy that Selma. Great swing there from both Citizen and Spirits to finish off Grixer. Now a 2 versus 5. Yaga's aware someone's close by this door, but it's the Warden countering the flashbang and still holding close with a shotgun as Spirits racks up a triple to go off, opening up a big portion. Not the bathroom area, but just besides games to have more access towards this corridor, and a Logi Bomb running off as well, providing a lot of information except for on NJR, but Adam's ready for the swing out by the main doorway. Gomez to follow suit as well with a couple shots of his own onto Citizen. And just like that, OXG are up in the driver's seat with a 2-player advantage. And the Blackbeard still up as well to help lead this front into sight. But bam, DarkZero. 2 quick kills back to back. A beautiful shot from Rival. Force now trying to plant down this diffuser. Adam, sufficient coverage through Horse. And Nafe is now stuck.
Again, want to extend really far into dorms. They don't have the Goyo. There's not a whole lot to stop them from planting. So one, get that avenue in behind bathroom. At the same time, they've got someone walking tower. They've got a split push coming in.
Into Commander now. Wall not reinforced off that rotate, now being utilized for Spirits to gather tons of intel for his team and potentially kickstarting off an execute. But Grixer threading the needle against Citizen. That's now your Deimos gone. Tons of info off the board now for DarkZero, and there's still map control by Bedroom. And what a flank from Forest, finding 1 and 2 kills with the help of Adam. What a play from Oxygen, but Rival's here doubling down with a flank of his own from lobby stairs. 2 versus 3, hell of a lot more winnable than the 4v2 that we had a moment ago for OXG. But Rival is low, and they've got info on him and Nafe as he's tagged up, finished off by Gomez. It's now just the Ace, alone with no diffuser control, as he looks towards bathroom. Some could be a big move for him if he's able to spot someone like the Blitz, perhaps, but we'll have to wait and see. There it is. They misdroned him at a crucial moment, and he gets away.
Wow.
What? How does that happen? And now this could be a second kill lined up for the roaming Lamai. He hears the Blitz beside him, wasting so much time, eventually finished off. But the fact he killed the Ram, killing the...
Sitting here, waiting for the attack. Grixer with 2 gas canisters remaining in only 30 seconds. Yaga still generating these goo mines. Smokes come out. Nafe kills Gomez. Spirits may be in a position to plant now, as Nafe now joins the rest of his team in the bomb site. More smoke grenades come out. Flashes from Nafe. Spirits looking to push even deeper, but gets knifed in the back by Adam, who might have an opportunity to go massive, just hiding on the case, knowing they have to come pick it up. And
they're just trying to tackle this Montaigne once he pushes past this barrier, and there it is. Spirit's just running in by himself, trying to push away that Kiba barrier. He is still alive, and Rival sneaks himself in, winning a crucial gunfight over by Central Stairs. Man advantage for DarkZero, but still a lot of damage dealt to him and the Montaigne, who could be 1 impact away from dying.
And now NJR and Citizen fall, giving the lead to Oxygen. That's 2 of your split players and tons of utility dead in Citizen's pocket. Nafe just on the other side of the wall, kills Adam, trying to work his way in from briefing, but now the Monty is alone and isolated. Nafe has to get 4 kills if he wants to win this round and stave off match point. Forrest and Gomez both playing Old Tower, both in a very tradable position here. Nafe flashing through, there's one on the other side of this Kiba, but Nafe doesn't check for...
Yes, they had died to Rival on the lurk, but immediately someone on Oxygen retakes that position, finishes off the damage dealt from earlier on, and just start bouncing.
As soon as he hears that drone, he just falls back. He doesn't want to tussle with it.
And just forcing more out of DarkZero here. They may have control of Horse now as Adam just Adam. Now they can try to open up this back wall. It is being prolonged by the... I thought it was 2 broad cancers. It must be a bug or something that I noticed. Here's the swing from Grixer, though. Finding 1 and almost a second kill, but the Selma charges still going off. Now the chance of a plant is there for DarkZero if they can deal with Grixer, which they finally do. And at the same time, Forrest finds the trade. There's Yaga with another, and this could be the end for DarkZero.
It's all up to NJR and Nafe against 3. Gomez has been popping off after this rehost. He's tucked in bathroom. Forrest supporting from bedroom. 40 seconds remaining. Nafe gonna try and get this plant down, but up springs the sentry. Both players hit shots, but there's no kill. C4 goes out. It goes wide. Nafe needs NJR to come on in with him. Plant going down once again. They're sitting on top of each other. One goes down, but NJR's good for two. Now a 1 versus 1. Does he know Gomez is prone? Yes!
Shoot through the floor with, again, his two-shot pistol, but this might just be an early game of just working this pick spot. Wow, the game sense from Gomez. Oh my God!
Of space making they have are the Grim and the Monty, which are not hard, and they've got no information on Adam. A lack of info strikes yet again as sure. NJR gets a trade. Ringing off. The Grim B's missing. Gomez still here stuck in the corner. Finally now spotted out. Killed by NJR. DZ, a flurry of kills unanswered by OXG. Forrest and Yaga, the last 2 men standing. Yaga just on the other side of this door, catches NJR with the B launcher in hand, looking for the Dokkaebi, but Rival's there for the trade. The IGL. Roman Forrest for OXG, the last man standing, trying to send his team to Paris. All he's got to do is find Rival and Citizen, the latter of whom is 1 and 5. Now it's all up to the Brit as Rival goes down. 10 seconds. Plant going down by Citizen, trying to tuck behind the bomb chassis. Forrest running in with the 3 speed of the Vigil. He'll forfeit that plant, and as he gets up, takes a ton of damage from Citizen, but there's no kill. Now tucked in behind the desk, Citizen! By Gomez, again, playing Old Tower. Nafe trying to work his way through as Citizen gets the opening pick, but immediately Nafe falls. Citizen not able to get the trade. In fact, he dies to Grixer. More damage to Grixer than he receives. Last logic bomb now out. Everyone on the defense getting called, and a backstab by Rival takes down Adam, but Grixer's got the quick reaction. Now trying to fight this Monty. Spirits putting his shield down, forcing Grixer to pay attention to him, but he gets dealt way too much damage, and that's it! OXG snuff out DZ's light, and for the 2nd year in the row, Oxygen are going to SI!
By the skin of their teeth. It took regulation, but they win it 7-5 and 2-0. The comeback victory after being knocked down yesterday by DarkZero to the lower bracket.